Good afternoon, everyone. It's Thursday, March 16. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. Today was a good day. Quite satisfied. I'm happy it's over though, because I can go back to sleep. I felt dizzy all day. I don't know. When I woke up, my head was spinning. I didn't know if I could tolerate the day, but I managed to go through. I don't know, I think it's exhaustion because I yawn all day. I wasn't impressed with myself today. Yawning all day and being tired. The worst is like yesterday and the day before was snowstorm here. And I end up with a lot of snow in my wheels. And now my wheels are shaking. The car is shaking all over the place. So it's pretty annoying. That's what it feels like. I don't know if you can see the seats. The seats are vibrating. So right now it's a good day outside. Snowstorm's over. The landscape is covered with 2 feet of snow everywhere. Snowmobilists are happy. The snowmobilists are happy like no tomorrow. They're everywhere. They're enjoying their days. The last days of snow. It's quite surprising at this time of day there's traffic. Just because stupid people are slowing down all the time. It's like the reason for traffic is like a chain reaction. It takes one idiot to slow down and create a chain reaction to people that follow other car too close. And then it's a chain reaction as the miles goes until it comes to a complete stop. It's always like this around here. I don't understand why it's always like this here. It's just annoying. Typically, it's just too epic. So back to the subject of time travel. I was asked to explain a little bit what was the Montauk project, and the Montauk project was based at Montauk Point in New York Island, and it was a military base that was a front radar station at the Second World War, and there was some secret experiment going on there, and the project that were going on there was meant for the future, and it was meant as mind control, population controls, using radio frequency, microwave frequency, and on people doing experiments, also experiments that Preston Nicol did, and with the group of researchers over there. So it was a lot of black project going on there, and it was the early age of the black project. And also one of the project was one of the accumulation of all the project was the time travel, but it wasn't time travel as a vehicle, but time travel as a portal. And they had this huge delta T antenna, which is two structural tubings and the shape of 2 pyramids stuck together, one opposite the others, and it's in shape of an antenna. And just under there they had this portal, this grid point that was a portal, and the psychic would tune through times and open the portals, and they would send people through that. And the US Navy, the US Army, and the US the US Scientific Research Department, they developed 3 types of time travel: an interdimensional travel and teleport device. And they had this the device that they developed, and it's like a sort of a portal, which are 2 big beams, and it's connected on the same level of wiring as a regular phone line, like a regular DSL phone line. And what it does, like when they open the portal, the teleport from one place to the others, there's a field that comes in that portals, and somebody just cross that portal and they instantly reappear wherever the receiving end is, just like a phone line. It's basically the same thing as a phone line, and it's like a fax line for people, except you're not copied, you're just reintegrated, you're just passing through the mirrors, and that's what they develop over there. And they say that those teleport gateway, they use these all over the place, and because it takes so much energy, they don't use it very often nowadays. They still rather use physical transport. God, that's how tired I am. Anyway, so they don't use that technology anymore, but it's a feasible technology. So they were working with that back in the days, and apparently they had a teleportation device similar to the portal, which was a box that people stepped in and they were teleported to Mars, which is like so many thousands of kilometers away. And the first space mission to Mars was to drive something over there, and it wasn't what they expected, from what I've read. So that's why it wasn't implicated in the montauk project. Teleportation, time travel, and interdimensional gateways. Because what they noticed is that when they traveled through times, each time they would set up coordinate for one place, they tried to use the same timeline, the same timestamp, and they would come to different time zone, like different alternate timeline. And one timeline that they go to the future, the world was as is right now. When another time in 2012, when they went to the future, everything was destroyed. It looked like there was a meteor or a solar flare that hit the planet and other things. And when they went further, the timeline was the same as today. And another time they went to the future, and it was something else completely. So they couldn't figure it out how to time lock on this timeline and travel to the future on this timeline. It was never the same thing two times over. So that's why they developed like using a psychic. The psychic was time locked to this time reality, and they were trying to travel to one single place. So that's how complicated the montauk project was, because it was more than one thing, and it was very, very complicated the way they elaborate these things. They did so many experiments. At one point, the psychic link to another dimension, and they say that he was considering that the project that they were doing was hurting too many people, and he wanted to stop it all. And he had this monster materialize and destroy the entire base. And that monster destroyed a lot of things, killed a lot of people, and they had to seal the base with concrete. Every underground tunnels, everything was sealed with concrete, tons and tons of concrete, and that was done like in less than 24 hours from what happened. But somewhere else in the base, because the tunnels were not connected to other part of the base, they keep going. The project kept going, and that's why when you look at pictures and the montauk project, you'll see that the radar dish on the top of the towers is moving. It's still moving. Inside it looks like it's worn out and everything like this, but you cannot reach the top under the radar dish because it's still functioning. There's another passage that no one can afford to go there. They can't access, and they're not showing. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm very exhausted. I'm not gonna go on talking about this. But the Montauk project was a very sensible project, and there's a lot of naysayer and yes-sayer, whistleblower leak, and it's really hard to discern what was true, what was false. And I met Preston Nicol myself, and I Bielek, and I believe what they say, because when somebody lies about something, they never repeat the same thing. It's hard to repeat the same lies over and over, but these guys, they got their story straight, and they always tell the same story over and over properly. And maybe they learn to be in character, and they learn their story very well and repeat it very well, but I doubt that they would lie about something like that. It was too extraordinary just to make it up. Even I could not imagine such a project. So I do believe what they tell, the story that they're telling. So, in short resume, I would believe that right now the U.S. Army, the Navy research, and the U.S. scientific labs, they do still have plans for the time travel machine. And every physicist are sworn that when they become celebrity and they go public, they never talk about time travel, about the truth about time travel, how it doesn't require as much as what they lied about, how more simplified it is, and that if people would start, if a massive amount of people would start working on time travel and figuring out how it works really, they could make it, and they could build the time travel machine. There was a few fluke along the way. A few people made some time travel machine, and those machines yield some result, but not massive result or efficient results or any result that could be proven scientifically and be easy to repeat. So an example in HDR, I'm the only one that ever tried HDR on video and proved that it doesn't work. And I did multiple tests with HDR, and all it did is mess up my chakra, my energy. It bring me bad luck for 7 years. It messed up my spiritual energy. I tried my own machine, my own project, the Brassard experiment, and the Brassard experiment was based on multiple part of mini project, and it didn't yield as much result as it was supposed to. I did achieve something, but it's hard to explain exactly what. What I saw was probably as an inside myself another timeline and other situation. So that was my experiment. And John Bajak, that was playing with audio device and radio device, and he tried his own experiment, and he created a time loop which eventually drive him nuts, and he committed suicide, and so on and so on. It's a lot of projects like this, and there's other projects that we don't know about. The chronograph from Rome Trust, which was a big Delta T antenna ship with a hollow hull with no steel. It was an hollow construction made of carbon fibers. So it's all sorts of small documented experiment that are not replicable, and they were not done scientifically. So it's all these kinds of situations that are out there. And me right now, I would love to get back on doing these kinds of projects and do this full time, but unfortunately I got bills to pay, I got a life, I got this new job I have to keep up with, even though the time travel project is haunting my mind very much, because my goal that if I would build a time travel machine would be to travel to the future and get a health check and get a health modification to fix my health. Anyway, I'm gonna talk more about this another time. Right now it's up to 15 minutes. So I'll see everyone later. Have a good day, everyone.